Imagine the World Bank has to be protecting themselves against this media house in Jamaica. The biggest media house in Jamaica. Imagine the World Bank has to be out here protecting their reputation against this media house in Jamaica. They have normalized misinformation, disinformation in their quest that even the World Bank can get it. This is to show you how malevolent they are, how evil and diabolical they are in relation to Jamaica. Bear in mind that this type of misinformation that they are spreading is very dangerous to Jamaica's stability. That's why you have the finance minister has to be out here debunking this type of misinformation. The World Bank has to basically out here debunking this type of dangerous misinformation. This can have the financial world in Jamaica go in panic, go in frenzy, where investors literally lose interest in Jamaica, thus affecting our financial institutions in Jamaica, our stock market, our banks. This can't get more diabolical than this, and nobody cannot tell me that this is not politically motivated. They want to destroy the very fabric of this here society, put it in ruins so they can rule over the ruins. September 3rd, was a nightmare for them, and them still cannot get over the election result. Them still cannot. But my God, man, I hope the World Bank is seeing the type of misinformation, disinformation the government has to be putting up with, has to be working overtime. Efforts that should be out here rebuilding Jamaica. They have to be out here correcting the type of misinformation the country is getting from these media houses, where everything that they publish is to go against, the government plight in Jamaica into bringing forth stability in it, even when it is 100% pure and good intent that will benefit the people of Jamaica. This media house twist it and make a chop for fools, trying to make it diabolical. See? It's what they did to the World Bank. Oh God, I don't think no other country has ever done something like this, where the World Bank itself has to be out here defending themselves. But this is the situation we have in Jamaica. I'm laughing, but it is serious. It is serious. Check out their publications. Nothing optimistic about it. Everything negative. Everything is just downtrodden in relation to this government. I know they have their preference, but my God, man, this right here that they publish, it is very dangerous. It is like they just planted a bomb, a time bomb, right here in Jamaica. And I am so thankful that this misinformation rather, is crushed promptly before it gets chaotic. The time when we should be focusing on, rebuilding our country, when we should be out here publishing, the strides, the measures, the initiatives that the government has put forward to ensure our society return back to normal or even better. They fail to do it. In fact, the whole media house that you can literally go to and get the facts is nationwide. The rest, I don't know, them have to tweak it a bit to create this, this dire downtrodden negativity about the government. Look here, the government is heartless, the government is evil, the government is diabolical, the government is holding here, the government do not care for the people. It's crazy. Check out Miss Diane Jackson Miller in relation to the press briefings that she attend. Everything, the government is not acting fast enough. The government is laid back. The government is inept. The government is incompetent. Check out how malevolent she is. You know, in the way how she carry herself against the government. To the point where external source, the World Bank itself, has to be out here congratulating Jamaica in the strides, the attempt, the efforts that they have put forward to help the victims of Hurricane Melissa.
I stand here and the World Bank stands here in solidarity with the people of Jamaica. Jamaica is dealing with a crisis of a magnitude that it hasn't faced before. It will require all hands on the deck to rebuild the country, and we are ready to step in to engage with the development partners, with the international community, but more importantly, with the people of Jamaica and the government of Jamaica to rebuild the country, to make sure that the country is more resilient and that the country can withstand this type of disasters in the future in a resilient way. We do have significant resources that we have already made available or but can make available in terms of financial support, in terms of grants and technical assistance, in terms of also hands and support on the ground so that people of Jamaica can see the services restored, they can see that electricity is back, that water is back, that the roads are clean, that houses are being rebuilt, and the economic activity resumes. So we're here to work with the others, together with you, to make it happen.
So why is this lady right here and the media houses are trying, to make it seem as if the government has failed miserably? That the government seems as if they need to be replaced because they are inept, incompetent in rendering aid to the people them who got affected by Hurricane Melissa. Why? Cliff, you said it.
Specialist at the bank, Artesa Saldivar Sali, told Nationwide yesterday that the Jamaican government's response to the fallouts from Melissa is world-leading. World-leading. This is what she said to us on Nationwide at 5 yesterday afternoon.
I've worked in the biggest countries in the world. I worked in the smallest countries in the world. I worked in post-disaster reconstruction in Indonesia, China, the Philippines, Turkey. Guess what? It is world leading that your National Works Agency has framework contracts with all their contractors so that 6 days after landfall, you have 100 contractors all over Jamaica clearing roads. They're already there. They're stood up. These are contracting arrangements that are very rare, even in what we would think of as, sophisticated places.
That's from the senior infrastructure specialist at the World Bank, Artesa Saldivar Sali. And we are hard on ourselves, We are hard on ourselves, but you heard what she said? Our response has been nothing short of world-leading. She also commended the government in Jamaica for establishing various disaster risk management funds.
The readiness and the forward thinking of the government in putting together all of the financial instruments that provided Jamaica with immediate liquidity to be able to conduct relief, response, and early recovery immediately. And so I think with these two examples and many, many others, I have to say I have not seen anything like this. And as you say, this is not my first rodeo.
Wow. That's the senior infrastructure specialist at the World Bank, Artesa Saldivar Sali, saying the response of the Jamaican government to the destructive Hurricane Melissa is nothing short of world-leading, forward-thinking, yes? And some people will not like to hear that, and would not like to recognize that. But we have been doing pretty well, pretty well.
We are very hard on ourselves, but the thing is, they They have made it seem as if the government is just not doing enough. The government is not working day and night. The government is very laid back, like they're on vacation, sipping coconut rum or something. They're not prompt in their effort. And it is a totally absolute rubbish. Internal sources like the World Bank can commend the effort of the government in basically rendering assistance to these hurricane victims, and see how well we have done. Then it's just lead us to think that, maybe these persons, these media houses, this lady right here, they just have political agenda and try to mud up the government strides. It's just crazy, Jamaica. As I said, rumble, bless up.